I visited Tokyo under the worst circumstances possible. It was the beginning of December, the last week of a 4-month trip that had started in Europe, taking me through Southeast Asia, and now was ending with 5 days in Tokyo. I had walked hundreds of miles. At this point, my feet had basically transformed into hooves. And my hands had shifted into weird claw shapes that only fit my camera. Not only was I travel worn, I was on my last bit of savings and living off of crumbs. On top of this, my expectations for the photo opportunities in Tokyo were extremely high. I had dreamt of visiting Japan since my discovery of Dragon Ball as a child. Many years later, still immature, but officially an adult, with an obsession for camera culture and street photography, Tokyo had stayed at the top of my list. So, when I was planning this giant trip, ending it at a dream location was something I couldn't pass up.
They're all weird.
Did Tokyo live up to my expectations? In this video, I'm dragging you back with me to find out, and also highlight some of my favorite 35mm photos and moments from one of the most hyped cities in the world, Tokyo, Japan. One of the things Tokyo is famous for is the numerous shrines throughout the city. The city spans almost 850 square miles, and there is literally thousands of shrines spread across the map. Each shrine is dedicated to honoring different spirits in Japan's native Shinto religion or the later adopted Buddhist beliefs. You could spend months visiting these sacred places and never see them all. Being as we are in limited time, we chose to visit a couple that seemed a little more unique. The first being Gotokuji Temple, commonly known as the Cat Temple. At this particular shrine, visitors come to pay respects to pets and family members who have passed. But the real draw is the lucky cat figurines you can purchase for a few yen. Traditionally, the figurines are used to make a wish. And once the wish comes true, you return the cat to the shrine as a thank you offering. This has resulted in thousands of figurines throughout the shrine, which can make for some unique photos for sure. But the photo I really wanted to highlight actually comes from a different shrine. This photo was taken at one of Tokyo's largest Buddhist temples, named Senso-ji. Believers come to pay respects to the Buddhist god of mercy and participate in smoke bathing. The practice is believed to cleanse away negative energy, bad luck, and evil spirits before approaching the main hall. The mixture of incense smoke and crowds of visitors in traditional garments made for insane photos. My only regret with these photos is that I didn't take more. The massive crowds and not wanting to get in anybody's way while photographing had me feeling a little rushed. The area around the temple is lined with some of Japan's oldest shopping streets, dating back to the 1600s. Filled with traditional Japanese shops and eateries, and dotted with street performers with pretty impressive talents. got this one. I got the lantern. Being as we were on a limited budget for our stay in Tokyo, we stayed in a smaller, quiet town outside the city proper. This meant not only did we get to experience a quieter side of Japanese daily life outside the city, we also enjoyed a more traditional Japanese apartment for our visit. It was oddly decorated with French revolutionary posters, but came with a guidebook featuring our host in an array of different situations. Our host even gave me a mix of herbal onsen-style salts to enjoy in the bath. I'm going to assume his intentions were as clean as I was after the bath. Japanese people take baths. The blue isn't, it's not from me, it's the old Japanese man that we're renting this place from gave me some bath product, which is kind of weird, but what's the Japanese word for can I watch? Part of staying in a slower area meant that we were limited to options on places to eat. We ventured into the only coffee spot in the area, and I instantly fell in love. We were the only foreigners in the cafe, and by far the youngest patrons the place had seen in a while. The cafe was small, with only a couple of tables, and most regulars sat at the bar and gossiped with the elderly woman running the operation. No one, including the owner, spoke any English, but greeted us with bigger smiles every time we entered. After a few visits, I asked through Google Translate if I could take photos. Then I took this photo, maybe one of my favorites from the entire stay in Tokyo. This older man sat at the edge of the bar, reading his newspaper and enjoying a coffee. Out of frame, two other ladies sat chatting with the owner at the other end of the bar. I love this photo. My only regret, and it's not even really a regret, but if I had to take the photo again, I may have shot it on a different film stock. This was shot on Cinestill 400D, which I love for certain situations, and I used a lot in Japan. It definitely adds some interesting elements with the halations, but I think I would prefer the photo on a more standard stock, just because it may help the image feel a little less busy. I ended up visiting the cafe numerous times throughout the few days in the neighborhood. Each time the woman would open up a little bit more as we spoke through Google Translate. On our last visit, the woman presented me and my wife with a couple of small wooden dragonfly pendants. When I offered her some money for them, she refused. She explained that she makes them in her spare time to give to her friends. Tokyo has a certain level of futuristic aura to it. Maybe it's the thoughtful design put in every inch of the city, or maybe it's that my view has been shaped from watching hours of anime, or possibly it's the fact that Japanese culture seems to prioritize a level of efficiency that just seems unparalleled in the West. Whatever it is, I wanted to capture it on film. So one night, I loaded more Cinestill and headed to Shinjuku, an area filled with neon lights. While I wish I had a higher ISO film, such as Cinestill 800T, I was stuck with 400D and trying to make it work. And some of these photos definitely suffered because of it. But this photo came together very nicely. I love how the light really works to isolate this woman's face. Her expression and the halation all come together to give this photo a feeling of futuristic remorse. So it's like 6 a.m. We took the train to this corner that's full of vending machines, and they're all weird. And they have secret gifts in all of them. And they all say weird stuff on them. It says, please rest assured that the box we are selling does not contain any items that would be subject to inspection during security checks when leaving Japan, nor any items that violate any laws. It is simply filled with wonderful surprises and dreams. Aren't we all? Condoms? Okay, just got home. It's a very long day. Finally gonna open my package. There is some notes on the back. First, this one says, oh, you're a big dumb idiot because you're fucking ripping it. Oh my gosh. More Japanese. More Japanese. Crackers!
It's just animal crackers.
It's animal crackers!
I'll give those to her.
Wow, amazing! The last photo I want to highlight, I took on an early morning trip to a fish market. See, in another life I worked long hours in a kitchen, and my photographic triggers have been shaped by it. No matter where I travel, I tend to gravitate toward people hard at work. The fish market was great for people watching while also indulging in regional treats. I love photographing people in their flow state, deep in concentration, busy perfecting their craft. I happened to be finishing off the roll of Cinestill when I walked past this sushi stall and made this photo. I think the halation in this one is just subtle enough to not be distracting, and it actually matches well with the color of the fish and the beer ads. The lights in the rest of the photo is kind of perfectly dim, allowing great contrast for the subject to stand out.
fish.
Looking back on my time in Tokyo, I can't say that it lived up to my expectations. After 5 days of street photography, ramen, sushi, trains, and shrines, all on a very tight budget, and after months of traveling amazing locations around the world, Tokyo completely exceeded my expectations. The people, the food, the quiet moments, the care for detail, and the absolute insane photo opportunities won my heart over. It's not often that a place is everything that everyone says it will be, but since leaving Japan, it has stayed at the top of my list for destinations to revisit. Next time, with a lot more time, money, and a lot more rolls of film.